Alright guys, so we're back. We've got another Warchief Club 13, the Devil's Round. Round number 2. And we've got OmnissiahMaster as the red HRE player versus the blue HRE player in NyanRacingCat. So this time we're on Mongolian Heights. And OmnissiahMaster having to actually play a mirror game in his first round today, winning an English game against EK Parents. So we'll sit back and enjoy and watch these two take it away in what's going to be a pretty short game, actually, at 12 minutes. So it's going to be brutal and bloody and fast. So looks like NyanRacingCat going to go for the quick dock. He's already empowering 4 wood villages at this stage, while OmnissiahMaster, we see the difference in build, playing pretty much standard, going for early gold, going for mostly food at this point, just empowering his food gatherers, going, well, I don't really want to bother with moving my sheep over the far side and then microing my prelate. I might as well stay this side and just get the initial sheep in power, because bearing in mind you've got more villages here than you do on the gold, so it's easy to just park your prelate here and then even rely on the fact that you can go for wood. And I do like the fact that the sheep for NyanRacingCat, he's pulled them from his initial position over closer to the wood line. So very smart. It's a little bit control intensive to do this, but I still highly recommend this on any time you're playing HRE and you're opening with water. So particularly on Mongolian Heights, but other water maps too. Rather than just empowering your gold or just empowering your food in the regular location, if you have to, move your food to your wood line or to the side of your town center that's on your wood line. So you can actually empower 9 villages straight off the bat. Because as we can see here, we've got OmnissiahMaster's only empowering 6 vills. And even if he did do the same trick to empower for his gold, it's generally more forgiving to try and empower both wooden food than golden food. Generally, not always, but generally more forgiving. So with NyanRacingCat's build here, he's able to empower 9 villages straight off the bat. OmnissiahMaster's only now empowering 4 villages, because even though he's gone for the wood now, and I would have thought he'd be better off actually sending his pellet in the gold slightly earlier if he was going to equalize his wood, his gold and his food. But blah blah blah, I'm starting to ramble now. But anyway, point is, guys, just be mindful about your pellet and power, because particularly on Mongolian Heights and the other water maps, sometimes it's better just to empower the wood food eco and completely ignore your gold eco. Because look, Omnissiah now has to travel all this way back to come into the Archon Chapel. He's empowering 4 gold villages when he could be empowering 9 builder, 9 food and wood villages. Meanwhile, 10 being empowered here. And NyanRacingCat's managed to fit in 3 fishing ships in this time, a 4th on the way, walls incoming as well. So I think NyanRacingCat's early build here is definitely more optimal. Omnissiah, like I said, you know, HRE, everyone's got stuck in their heads that, ooh, I really need to empower my gold mine. I really need to empower my gold mine. I really need to empower my gold mine. Why? Look, go for 5 villages, 6 villages, 4 villages, rather than just 3 or 4. You know, there's 4 villages here for Omnissiah, and he's having to bring back his prelate. The whole time he could have had a 5th villager on here and been empowering 9, 10, 11 villages, like NyanRacingCat's done. So 10 villages, permanent in power, a 5th villager on the gold. The math just checks out, guys. The math just checks out, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, HRE, early game, eco rambling on water maps aside. I've actually done a video on this. But anyway, enough rambling about HRE water eco, because now we can actually get into the game. We've got Archon Chapel on the way for Omnissiah. So for all my criticisms of his early game empowerment loss, he is taking the faster age too. But you can expect that, considering he hasn't committed to the water eco. NyanRacingCat is up to 7 fishing ships now. So that's 7 eco units his opponent does not have. So we've got 19 Vils and a couple of scouts for OmnissiahMaster. We've got 27 eco units and a couple of scouts for NyanRacingCat at this point. So the Arch and Chapel's slower, but he can afford to have 4 villages rather than just 3 build it. Oh, we got 4 villagers building it for OmnissiahMaster anyway, and they're not rallied, so this will hurt him a little bit. Not a huge amount, but still, that's 4 times idle villages by how many seconds that was. That's resources, guys. That's money being flushed down the drain. You know how we've all got that annoying middle to upper management people at work that are just like, that's money down the drain about fucking everything? Well, you need to get in the habit of applying that to how you play RTS games. Because every bad decision you make is resources down the drain. So nothing's sort of happening yet. 6 minutes in. It's a bit slow. OmnissiahMaster working towards a quick castle age. NyanRacingCat, well, he's still working towards his age 2 at this point. But we can forgive him because he has 10 fishing ships. He's got walls up on the river. It's faster than OmnissiahMaster's wall up, and he's the one that has the gate there. So right now, things looking nice for him. Because bearing in mind, whoever walls the middle first saves on wood, as we can see. OmnissiahMaster having to take a longer wall off as well. So sometimes it is a little nice to just be a bit proactive with the wall offs, if you're even going to bother going for it. So fast castle here for OmnissiahMaster, whereas we've got a very slow feudal age for NyanRacingCat, but he is empowering his wood, and he's also got a second prelate now to empower his gold. And he's even fishing over here with villagers on top of his 12 fishing ships now. So the beauty of going for early dock is that whenever you need the food, you can use dock fishing ship creation to basically mirror having a second town center at a quarter of the price. Like a dock is 150 wood, a town center is 700 resources. So provided that you're actually going to spend the food, it's nearly always worth going for water eco over trying to go for a fast castle or an early second town center. It's just much more efficient way of getting ahead on eco and then translating that into other eco and other tech lead. Like, you've always got to focus on what's going to be the biggest benefit to you there and then. Like in Age of Empires 3, there's no point shipping a tiny resource trickle card when you can ship 5 villages or ship 4 cavalry units straight away, deal some damage, and then use that lead you get from that to then ship them the less consequential things. So the same thing applies with expanding your eco or with going for some sort of pressure strategy in pretty much any other game. But you know, especially in a game like AoE 4, where it does seem quite reliant on countering and on being at the correct stage of play to be able to deal with what your opponent's got. Reminds me a lot of both the StarCraft titles in that way. Like honestly, in AoE you'd be surprised just how many times you can get away with fielding the worst unit comp with slightly better macro, even against someone with macro at the same level as yours, you know, in general. Like 15 fishing ships, so that's a ridiculous amount. So NyanRacingCat's really pulling ahead on score at the moment. He has caught up on the age up, so he's gone for Burgrave. OmnissiahMaster's gone for Regnant. So the beauty of Regnants is it allows you to sort of catch up on eco because relics will perform at 3 times their usual rate. These 2 relics are actually worth 6 relics for OmnissiahMaster. So his gold eco is really going to skyrocket. But in the meanwhile, NyanRacingCat is capturing shrines and relics himself as well. Even though he's gone Burgrave, he is still going to get some benefit out of the relics. They're just not going to be... He just won't have 2 relics act as 6. You know, 1 relic is just going to act as 1 relic. But with the fast Burgrave, I think NyanRacingCat definitely has the push advantage here because OmnissiahMaster doesn't have anything at home. He's got a pair of barracks, but a Burgrave is 5 barracks, essentially. You produce units in 20% of their usual research and train time. You get all upgrades in 20% of their usual research time. So when your opponent's only got a couple of barracks, essentially they're fighting 2 barracks versus 5. And on top of that, the eco advantage isn't yet fully closed until... Oh yeah, he does have the 2nd relic. He needs to get this 3rd relic. Oh, so he's going to go for the convert, but it's not going to happen fast enough. When NyanRacingCat, I think it's sinking in for OmnissiahMaster just how hard he is under defended at this point to leave himself susceptible to a Burgrave rush. Like, this is always the one problem. As any Civ, if you're fighting HRE, you've always got to be mindful of about a 10 to 15 minute Burgrave push. In fact, you know, if NyanRacingCat didn't go for the water, he can get this push out minutes faster. But yeah, GG, well played. We're 12 minutes in, and while trying to catch up on the macro side of things, our red player just absolutely decimated by our blue player here.